And before we proceed to the storyline, kindly like this video, comment for more reaction and share to your friends. And let's begin.
2008 NBA Champions Boston Celtics, where are they now? The 2007 to 2008 NBA Finals were one for the ages. It was the first time the two best teams in the league faced each other at the ultimate stage since 2000, and the Lakers and Celtics were going to face each other for the first time since 1987. Kobe Bryant was leading the Lakers towards championship contention, while Doc Rivers and his Boston Celtics were such a strong and talented unit that this series could actually go either way. Eventually, the Celtics would go on to win in 6 games, with Doc Rivers getting the nod over Phil Jackson and Paul Pierce winning the Finals MVP. But, where are all those players now? Let's take a look at your 2007 to 2008 NBA champions and what they've been up to ever since. James Posey, now an assistant coach. James Posey's contributions during the Celtics championship run were great off the bench. He provided an offensive spark that really helped the starters get a breather, piling up 22 minutes a night during the playoffs. He would go on to play with the Hornets and Pacers afterward and is now an assistant coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Leon Powell, now retired. Powell barely saw the hardwood during the Celtics playoff run in 2008. Averaging 5.0 points and 2.7 rebounds in just over 11 minutes a night for Doc Rivers' team. Leon Powell last played for the Atléticos de San Germán at Puerto Rico in 2012, after having failed stints with the Cleveland Cavaliers and Memphis Grizzlies. Sam Cassell, now an assistant coach. Sam Cassell was a very prolific scorer throughout his entire career, and he managed to be extremely productive for this Celtics team off the bench even at age 38. Averaging 12.8 points per game on 33% shooting during the playoffs, he paved the way to his third and last NBA championship, after winning back-to-back rings with Houston in 1994 and 1995. Right now, Sam Cassell is the assistant coach for the Los Angeles Clippers. Glenn Davis, now playing in the NBL, Canada. Glenn Davis's career was tainted by his misbehavior and off-court antics, but he was still a great contributor for Doc Rivers' team during the playoffs, averaging 10.2 points and 6.8 rebounds per game. After being left out of the league in 2015, he signed a contract with the Big Three League and is now playing for the St. John's Edge of the NBL. Eddie House, now retired. Eddie House was never able to establish himself as a starter in the league. He was a combo guard that couldn't stop opposing shooting guards but wasn't the kind of pass-first kind of point guard either. His contributions to this team were limited, and he would go on to try to succeed with the Knicks and Heat afterward before eventually retiring. Scott Pollard, now retired. Scott Pollard was well more known for his haircuts than his game, but there was a time where he was a pretty solid defensive big man. Playing for the Pistons, Kings, Pacers, Cavaliers, and Celtics, he retired right after beating the Lakers in the finals. But he only made 3 appearances in the playoffs and averaged 1 minute per game. P.J. Brown, now retired. P.J. Brown had quite a run in the NBA. He had a 15-year career playing for the Nets, Heat, Hornets, Bulls, and Celtics, and retired right after winning the NBA championship. He was one of the best defenders at the power forward spot during his prime, although he barely played during their championship run. Brian Scalabrine, now retired. How could this team not win the NBA championship with the GOAT on its roster? The White Mamba wasn't even featured in the playoffs by the Celtics, but hey, he still got his championship ring. He would later go on to pursue a career as a broadcaster and analyst, and also joined Mark Jackson's staff as an assistant. Gabe Pruitt, now playing overseas. Gabe Pruitt was one of the few of players that won an NBA championship the very same season they made it to the league. Still, his contribution to the team in the playoffs was pretty close to zero. After a couple of years in the league, the second-round pick left the U.S. to play overseas and is now running the point for Panionios BC at Greece. Tony Allen, now retired. Well, Tony Allen hasn't formally retired, but the fact that he's still a free agent pretty much means he's done in the NBA. He's a six-time NBA All-Defense team member and one of the peskiest and craftiest defenders this league has ever seen. He was just a fierce dog, suffocating the hell out of the best scorers in the world, and he was a pivotal player for Doc Rivers' team's success, locking up Kobe Bryant in the finals with great ease. Kendrick Perkins, now an NBA analyst. Kendrick Perkins was playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers G League affiliate after earning a couple of call-ups. He was never much of an offensive factor but made up for it with top-tier defense. He once was one of the most feared rim protectors and defending big men in the world, and his contributions to that championship-winning team were huge as an intimidating force down low. Also, you wouldn't want to start a fight with this guy. He is now a TNT analyst of the NBA. Rajon Rondo now in the Cleveland Cavaliers. On January 3, 2022, the Lakers traded Rondo to the Cleveland Cavaliers as part of a three-team deal that also included the New York Knicks. He made his debut for the Cavaliers on January 7, recording 11 points, 5 rebounds and 3 assists in a 114-101 win over the Portland Trail Blazers. Rajon Rondo is the only player of the 2007-2008 champions that is actually still playing in the NBA right now. He had a great year with the Los Angeles Lakers, and won another title in 2020 with LeBron James. It's crazy to think that Rondo would agree to join the Lakers after becoming such an icon at Boston, now in Cleveland as a mentor of their young core, but he still has a lot left on the tank and is one of the best playmakers in the game, even though his defense is not nearly half as good anymore.
Pick and rolls, post up. Oh, nice move.
Ray Allen, now retired. Ray Allen really showed everybody that he could still light it up when he shoots light out in this past All-Star weekend, and Houston's Daryl Morey has been trying to get him to unretire ever since. Allen is one of the greatest three-point shooters in the history of the game and played a huge part in this championship, even if he later became a huge villain by joining LeBron James and the Miami Heat afterward. Kevin Garnett, now a host at KG's Area 21. Kevin Garnett was a major force for the Celtics on and off the court. He was a fierce, tough competitor in both sides of the hardwood that had struggled to find success in the playoffs throughout his entire career. He was finally able to play for a championship with the Celtics and sure made the most of the opportunity, averaging 19.3 points, 10.0 rebounds, and 1.1 blocks per game in the playoffs that year. Now, he's the host of his very own show, KG's Area 21. Paul Pierce, now an NBA analyst. Paul Pierce was at his best during the 2007-2008 NBA Finals, and he established himself as a Boston Celtics legend during that run. He made shot after shot and was huge in the clutch, and was also great in the defensive end as well. Now, he's working as an analyst and perhaps could be the next Charles Barkley because of the kind of unpopular statements he does. He's getting a lot of hate because of his claims of having a better career than Dwayne Wade. He was still a stud.
For more videos like this, please subscribe the channel, like the video and click the notification bell for more videos like this. Thank you very much.